Hey Inklets, it's Del from Let's Get Inkie, and I've got a art journal process video in my junk journal today. So this is a leftover photo that I had from my Project Life scrapbooking, which I do over on my main channel, Inkie Quill. And it was just left over. I think I double printed it by accident, and I put all of the photos that I double print just in a plastic sleeve and pull them out when I feel like getting a bit art journaly. So this is in my new junk journal, which I created using a vintage book, vintage-ish kind of book. And I'm actually teaching a class, like a real life class, with how to make a junk journal. And I'm thinking of making it into an online class after I've taught the real class in real person in July. So let me know in the comments below if you would like a junk journal online class with some process videos and how to put together the journal and how to pick the papers and all of that. Let me know. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just doing a bit of collaging here and just sticking down some bits and pieces, nothing too complicated. These are some old alphabet stickers from my scrapbooking that there's just no good letters left, really. I usually go through, when I have an alphabet set, I usually go through and see if there's some words that I can spell. And if there is, then I put them on a piece of plastic packaging and put them in my alphabet stash. And then with the rest of them, I have a special box that I keep all of my extra alphas in, and it comes in handy, really comes in handy when I'm art journaling. So I'm using some matte gel medium here. I use Liquitex just because it's what I can get. I like it. And I tried, what was the other brand that I tried? I don't remember its name. I don't remember its name, sorry. But I tried another brand and it was really slippery, whereas I feel like this one has a bit more grip when I use it. So in the junk journal class, if I do an online class, I will go into all the different mediums and what they do and what they mean and what you can use them for, because you don't always have to use them as they're manufactured to be used for. I like to break the rules. So I'm just adding a whole bunch of things here from my stash and just all these little cute bits and pieces that we keep and we don't want to throw away, but then we never use on an actual project. That's why I really like junk journals, because I feel like I get to use more of my forgotten stash rather than in scrapbooking. I always try to use the prettiest and the cleanest and the nicest looking things. Adding a little bit of paint here just because I feel like it. And orange, I know. It must be, I'm not a huge fan of orange, and I've said this before. It's because of my hair, and when I wear orange, I look like a carrot. And I'm pretty sure I wore orange once and a boy called me a carrot. I don't remember it specifically, but it just rings a bell that I have been called a carrot while wearing orange. So I think that's where my dislike for the colour has come from, but I'm warming to it very slowly. So I just added some paint and dried it with my heat gun, and just wondering what I should do next. Now, I've been very lazy and have not gotten a paint palette, so I just put some paint onto a bit of paper towel. The paintbrushes that I use are very cheap. They're from Spotlight, and you don't need fancy brushes. I do find though that there is a difference between the brushes that come with paint sets. They're often a bit too, like the bristles kind of go out a little bit too much for me, and the brush itself is actually too long, the brush part of the paintbrush. But you can really pick up inexpensive packs of paintbrushes from your local craft store that don't cost more than a couple of dollars. Adding some stencils here, and I think that was a Tim Holtz stencil, it looked like it, from the quick glance that I got. And I kept in mind this whole time where I was going to put that photo. So I knew that I was going to cover up some of this, and I'm completely fine with covering up some, but I didn't want to put my favorite pieces under where I put my photo. So you can if you're not confident in remembering where you want to put your photo, you can always just trace around it. And that really helps when you're adding stuff so that you don't get disappointed at the end when you cover up all of your hard work. So let me know in the comments as well if you'd like to see some more art journaling process videos. So this is my arty kind of channel, and then my main channel where I post at least twice weekly is for scrapbooking. But I use the same products and they interconnect, but I found that I had two very different audiences, and I was getting quite a lot of thumbs down for my arty stuff on my main channel, and people were disappointed that they weren't seeing scrapbooking only. So that's why I've got the two channels. But let me know what you'd like to see over here on Let's Get Inkie. I'm hoping to do one video a week. We've got a new bub, so we have to see how life goes. Might be a bit sporadic at the start, but I'd really like to keep on posting on this channel because I really, really love art journaling. Swirly with my heat gun. A lot of people ask, can you do the same with a hairdryer? You can. I have a heat gun is used for embossing powders, and I had it in my stash from ages ago. A hairdryer would also dry this, or you can just leave it to dry naturally. If I'm not filming, I often do leave things to dry naturally, but it's just easier to film all in one section, which is why I use my heat gun. Adding some tissue paper now. Now the reason why I do use a lot of adhesive, and I know people say it all the time, and I don't care. I like my adhesive. Unlike scrapbooking, these pages are out in the open. They're not behind a page protector. So if something falls off, it falls off. And knowing my luck, it's gone onto the floor and the bunnies have eaten it. So I really secure all of my stuff down with a lot of adhesive. I tend to use double-sided tape for the actual photos just because they're a bit heavier, and I use matte gel medium for the collaging bits and pieces. I have these fine line bottles which I think I might use in a moment to stick these tiny word stickers down, and what they are is it's a fine line bottle that you buy empty, and then you can fill it up with whatever you want. You don't have to put glue in it. You could put paint, you could put ink, you could put anything you like. So in mine, I get this question asked so much. I put Scotch tacky glue. It used to be called quick dry glue, but it's now called tacky glue. But anything, you can easily put any glue in here. I could need to fill it up, so that's why it's a bit empty. I have over on my main channel, I have got a series going at the moment where I do 10 Q&A videos. So they're running from, the first one went up in March, and they run, I've scheduled them and uploaded them already all the way till September. And I do talk a lot about the products that I use and answer some of your questions over there. So I'm adding a little black border, and then this is a hot pink Posca paint pen. That's a bit of a mouthful. Just to add, I don't know why I wanted to add a little bit of pink. Maybe it was because this is Aaron's little brother and sister, and his little sister was wearing a pink top. So I might have wanted to do that. Otherwise, it is a new paint pen in my collection, and I might have just wanted to use it. So grab those little scraps out of your stash, get to work, try and use them up. I'm just using a chalk texture here for some white splatters, and then I'm all done. So I challenge you, use up your little scraps in an art journal page, and please do share it on my Facebook group, Scrapaholics Anonymous, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!